An appreciation of bitter taste and its healthy properties is very peculiar to Bengalis. Bengalis take much pride in shukto, a vegetable dish with bitter greens. For a modern cook, shukto is a way to experiment with healthy vegetables you normally find too bitter. You can include any hard vegetables. You can even add pumpkin or apple to sweeten it up. Make it your own taste. Let's see how to make bitter greens taste good. There's plenty of room to experiment with Indian cooking, so don't be shy. The vegetable dish is a famous Bengali dish called shukto. This is the vegetable which makes it bitter. It's called bitter melon or bitter gourd. What I did, I took and cut it into half and then I sliced it. I left the seeds in it because it makes it a little bit more bitter and a little crunchier. However, if you want to, you can remove the seeds and then slice it if you like. We are going to first fry the bitter gourd. This takes the bitterness off the edge a little bit and then we'll remove it. And then we'll cook the rest of the vegetables and add the bitter gourd at the very end. We'll take some oil and pour a little bit. I'll heat up the oil and I will put in the bitter gourd to fry it. Take a moment to make sure the oil is nice and hot. And while we're doing it, we'll just check the dal and the chutneys. So how are you, my dear dal? Right here, going along, cooking away with the swirl of the chutneys. Turn the heat down a little bit. The chutney. We are using vegetable oil here, which is vegetable oil, which is basically soybean oil. And I like the soybean oil because it's really heart friendly. You can use other oils if you like. Sometimes it's not too heart friendly to have too much ghee or butter. So I prefer to use the vegetable oil in this case. Looks like it's almost ready. It is just getting caramelized on the side. So what we're going to do is to take them off and put it on the side. We're going to add them back at the very later stage while we're finishing the rest of the vegetables of shukto. Okay, we'll reduce the fire a little bit. Put the shukto away for a little while. Now here we have the rest of the ingredients. 5 spice, which is called pach phoran. And here I have some milk and cornstarch. I have about 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and about 2 tablespoons of milk. Going back to the pach phoran, I have about 1 teaspoon of pach phoran in it, 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of ginger paste. So we'll start with the pach phoran first. Oh, fantastic aroma. But this is so much fun. And the ginger paste, I'm going to add the ginger paste to it. And now I'm going to add all the vegetables to this. Looks good, doesn't it? Ah, and the color is so good. Oh. What I'm going to do is add the salt and the sugar. Salt, sugar, and add about a cup of water in this. Doesn't it look good? Just cover and let it cook. And we'll keep this ingredient, which is the cornstarch and the milk on the side and the bitter melon, and we'll add that to the shukta at the very end. Here are all the ingredients for the eggplants. We have about half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of chili powder, and about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. We'll put these on the side and kind of mix all the ingredients in one, and mix it up a little bit. We will put a little oil in the frying pan. Let it heat up, and I'll check the shukta while we are at it. Looks good. We'll just rub the eggplants with this flour. I just love doing this because this is like almost doing finger painting. You know, cooking to me is like art. Just dive in and have some fun. There's no rules for art. The same thing goes for cooking. You just have to enjoy and bring in new colors. Paint with your new spices. That is just like having a fun finger paint party. Now we are almost ready here. This is good. This takes about 5 to 10 minutes to cook. This one looks done. Oh, this smells divine. Oh. So I can mostly reuse this oil to do the tempering of the dal. This looks done. Do like that so the oil kind of comes at the very end, and we can drain the oil from the eggplant. That nice crispy eggplant. So this is ready. This is the fried eggplant called begun bhaja, and we'll serve it with the dal. We need to check the chutney. That looks perfect. This is ready. Now we're going to put that in a refrigerator so it's nice and chilled. Ah, fantastic. It's just right. Some of the tomatoes sometimes is just too tart,